honorees have left a mark on the history of the university, not only through their athletic excellence, but through positively impacting the lives of their classmates and teammates. I was here at Northwestern when Mr. Raleigh was competing, but track is a little bit of a lonely sport, and I was not ever able to see him compete, but believe you me, I have heard a lot of really interesting and entertaining stories from Dr. Lohman, who was a coach of our track star here. I did, however, have the opportunity to see Sherina Wood compete and on the soccer field, and I would say probably bar none, she's the most fierce competitor I have ever seen. Maybe a few yellow cards, part of that picture, and she could make it happen on the soccer field. So it's great to honor both of these individuals. It does mark an opportunity to celebrate our past, while at the same time we look forward to the future. And we are pleased, very pleased, to have successfully completed the first year of the 3-year NCAA membership process. We have made some really great strides in transitioning our athletic program into a model Division II program. We will welcome, and I say that a little tongue-in-cheek, but we will welcome an NCAA review team to campus in March. We will work with them to continue the process of moving forward to full active membership. We are also pleased with the progress we have made in enhancing the athletic experience for our student athletes. Some of you who haven't been to campus for a while need to look around and visit some of our facilities. We have improved the athletic venues, we've improved the travel experience, and provided student athletes really with a voice on ways we can further improve. I take great pride in each of our Rangers, but I am particularly proud of our Student Athlete Advisory Committee, our SAC committee. In just 2 short years, this group is now looked upon as one of the top, if not the top group in the Great American Conference. In fact, we've kind of embarrassed some of the other SACs at other institutions. Our group's leadership and commitment to service, including embracing the Make-A-Wish Foundation, has been exemplary, and I really want to publicly congratulate them for their efforts. I think Wendy McManus is a part of the sponsorship for that group, so let's give our SAC a round of applause. Our transition to NCAA has been challenging, as we expected. We went in with eyes wide open, but I am excited by the enthusiasm shown by both our coaches and our student athletes. As fans of Ranger Athletics, I hope you will share in that enthusiasm and offer your encouragement as we move forward. I also want to take an opportunity to thank the many groups and individuals who have supported our young men and women through financial support of our athletic program. We cannot do it alone. We need your help, and we appreciate the help that we've been given. As I said, we've made great improvements in our facilities. We've made the experience of being a Ranger athlete even a better one. I want to once again congratulate our 2 honorees, our inductees, and we'll get to hear a lot about their experience as they visit with us just here in a little bit. So enjoy your day and ride Rangers Ride.
The Northwestern Sports Hall of Fame Scholarship was established in 1999 by Dr. Randy Smith and Emcee. Dr. Smith received his bachelor's degree from Northwestern in 1975 and was a member of the Ranger baseball team. He later became Northwestern's baseball coach and athletic director. Dr. Smith was instrumental in the establishment of the Northwestern Hall of Fame, inducting the first class in 1993. And under his leadership, many others have also contributed to this scholarship to honor players, coaches, and physical education instructors. This scholarship honors a Northwestern student athlete who exhibits the highest level of character integrity, and athletic and academic excellence. It continues the spirit of those people who built the transition of excellence in Ranger athletics. This year's recipient is Kellie Mason. Kellie is a senior pitcher and utility player on the Northwestern softball team and has lettered in each of the last 3 seasons. As a freshman, she was named to the All-Sooner Athletic Conference team, and as a sophomore in 2012, was named Northwestern's Female Sophomore Student Athlete of the Year. Kellie has also excelled in the classroom, earning a spot on the Vice President's Honor Roll every year that she has been at Northwestern. Kellie is majoring in criminal justice with a minor in health and sports sciences. Today, Kellie is accompanied by her parents, John and Sherina Mason, who drove in from Bloomfield, New Mexico. Congratulations, Kellie. Will you step forward and we'll award her. Our next distinction is the Dr. Yvonne Carmichael Faculty Enhancement Award. This endowment was founded in 2001 by family and friends upon Dr. Carmichael's retirement from Northwestern. Past Sports Hall of Fame inductee and former Ranger football coach Tim Allen shared this about Dr. Carmichael. Dr. Carmichael's leadership is a high mark of excellence, and her contribution to Northwestern Oklahoma State University is immeasurable. This award assists a member of the Health and Physical Education faculty through enhancement in the profession. And this year's recipient is Steve Ciliano. Steve is a head athletic trainer and an instructor of health and sports science. He earned his bachelor's degree in athletic training from the University of Cincinnati and his master's degree, also in athletic training, from the University of South Carolina. This award will allow Steve to attend the College Athletic Trainers Society Symposium at the end of March. Steve, please come forward.
So pleased that you all could be here. If you're first timers, let me tell you, I have been a part of Hall of Fame inductions at 2 other institutions, at Southwestern and at Southeastern. They're not even team members compared to what happens here. They're not even team members compared to the people that we have in the Hall of Fame. Let me share something with you that we've never done before. We started in 1993, as was pointed out, and one of the original starters became one of my dearest friends, and certainly throughout the years, a career of well over 20 years, became a beloved member of the faculty here at Northwestern. Wayne Lane passed away in October of 1993. He was the first and original member of the Hall of Fame. He was honored in so many ways during his lifetime. He found his way to Alva, Oklahoma, and I don't know how familiar with Oklahoma geography you are, but it was an arduous trip because he started out south of Hollis, Oklahoma, to get here. And once he got here, he decided this was home for him. And he spent 28 years. He received the John Sheffield Award as an outstanding educator. He was parade marshal of the homecoming parade. He received the highest awards that you can get from the Masonic Lodge. I was always jealous of the fact that he was able to sing so well that he sang on the quartet from the Baptist Church. I wasn't even asked to try out. Wayne was quiet. He was studious, but but he produced so very much happiness for a lot of people. His family is honored at this table right here. Betty Lou, we're pleased that you all could be here, and to the table behind there as well. Wayne left a rich heritage. Hopefully, those of us who remain on the Hall of Fame committee will continue to be guided by not only his wisdom, but by his character. He was and is a treasure of Northwestern. The original class of inductees into the Hall of Fame was in 1993. We have one of those Hall of Fame members present with us in person, and another by family representatives at least. The greatest basketball player in the history of Northwestern is generally recognized to be a fellow that is known primarily by a nickname. Not people know. Many people know that his real name was Fred. Fred Dead-Eye Dick Smith from Tacoma twice was selected as one of the 5 best basketball players in the United States. 2 times he was selected as an All-American when there were only 5 members on that All-American team. He was quiet, he was reserved, but he didn't miss many shots. He was something special, and we're pleased to have Jadina and her family members here in his representation. I would be remiss as well, and I don't need to or mean to affront anyone, perhaps Jerry Brownrigg and perhaps Milton Barton. I don't mind causing him some difficulty. There were 5 members in the first class of the Hall of Fame to be inducted here at Northwestern. One of those 5 is with us right now. He is not a person that seeks glory, but a person who absolutely earned glory throughout his career as one of the greatest basketball players, one of the greatest baseball players to ever play at Northwestern, and then he capped it off with being a great high school coach. He and his daughter are the only father and daughter team in our Hall of Fame. I don't know that you remember him, but you'll certainly remember his daughter, Paula Stout Kramer. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Lloyd Stout. There are now, or will be, as soon as we get through the proceedings today, there will be 59 members of the Northwestern Sports Hall of Fame. Only 9 of those are females, and we're going to change that. We are going to change that because the recognition has been earned. It needs to be awarded to them. One of the inductees today is number 9 on the female side of the ledger, and there's no question but that she is deserving. Anyone who is asked, who has any knowledge at all about Northwestern sports, when you're asked who is the greatest soccer player that ever played at Northwestern, hands down, the young lady who is with us today came to us from Ponca City. She scored more goals or she took more shots, but she was a great player, an All-American player in soccer at Northwestern. She came to us from Ponca City, Oklahoma, and the minute she stepped on campus, it was obvious she was something special, and when she left, she had proved that she was indeed worthy of all the recognition that she has received. She probably doesn't know what she's going to do next because she's never been here before, but she is going to talk with you about hopefully what it means to be inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame. Sherina Wood, ladies and gentlemen.
It was a great experience here at Northwestern. Coach Garros made it an awesome 4 years. Sorry. And I don't know. Thank you. I'm very, very honored to be in the Hall of Fame.
We have with us a man who is recognized as the greatest pole vaulter in the history of this institution. He went to 7 national meets in track. How do you do that? Well, you go 3 times in indoor high jump, and you go 4 times in outdoor high jump, and you get named an All-American 3 times, and you become the first and only Northwestern trackster who ever high jumped 7 feet. He warmed up at 6'6" and 6'8", and then he went from there to 6'10", 6'11", and finally to 7 feet. Do you realize how high that is? That's without a vaulting pole. He did it with the spring in his legs. He found time to go to class as well. He graduated with a 3.72 grade point average. That's unreal. But it's true. He followed education, and at this time is superintendent of schools in Pryor, Oklahoma. The only 7-foot high jumper in the history of this institution. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Don Raleigh.
Thank you so much. I was talking earlier, you put me last because you get the superintendent, it's kind of like giving an attorney the microphone, maybe a minute or two. So congratulations to my fellow inductee. This is very humbling, and it's actually pretty exciting, honestly. I'm very honored, and I'm very appreciative of being considered in this group, especially when you look through the list of people that are in this Hall of Fame. So what I want to do, I really, you don't get to any point in your life and realize that there's been a lot of people that have made a lot of difference and helped you get where you were. And that's definitely the truth for me. I have a whole, we rented a 50-passenger van for a minute, so I'll tell you. Very important people came with me today, and I want to at least thank them. They're very important to me. My wife, Angela, of course, is my rock. She's the best thing that ever happened to me by far. My mom is here. My mom and dad were very instrumental in everything I did. My dad passed away 2.5 years ago. That I think about him every day. Of course, they were a big part of my success and helping me get where I am today. My son is here. His wife, Trent, my son Trent and his wife Carolyn. She wanted to be here. She couldn't be. My daughter Audrey, her husband also, Michael, couldn't be here, but they were able to represent today. And of course, my in-laws were working in Windows State, so we appreciate them making the trip. They've been a rock for me as well. My brother, Chris, my brother-in-law, Arlen, also weren't able to make the trip, but everybody's been just so excited. I was trying to keep it really low-key. I wasn't telling anybody. I told family. It's kind of exciting about that. The great sports information group here, and everybody in the Alumni Association contact all the papers. So that curly hairdo that I have, I was in about 2 papers in Claremont, Pryor, and everywhere else. So I already had a face made for radio, and I can deal with that part of it. That's but I'm very appreciative. I want to thank Dr. Janet Cunningham, the president of the university. I didn't realize at the time, I actually ran into her and her husband in Branson last spring, and we were talking and kind of getting caught up. I saw the Northwestern their jacket on and started talking to them. And it was interesting because I didn't realize it was the same Dr. Cunningham that was here when I was here on campus until I started looking and making connections and things. But you were very blessed to have her leadership. It doesn't take, wherever you're at, you start looking back at what's going on and keep track of the university because you've got people here that I know. And also, just as that's your alma mater, you want to take some interest there. Her leadership has been amazing. It's outstanding. The move to the Division II ranks is an exciting time, and it was challenging to go through some of those kind of rigorous challenges, and I'm sure the staff has had to deal with a lot of that. But you are blessed to have her, the university community, and the students are blessed and benefiting from her leadership. I think that's very, very exciting. I really want to thank the Northwestern campus at the same time. We got to see each other earlier. We kind of knew each other, but really didn't know each other very well. But he has been very, very great to me, and as far as him and John Allen and their entire staff, they have been over backwards to make sure everything is really good for us and our family, and I really appreciate that. Also, thanks for the dinner. As a superintendent, you always understand. I walked in and they're all worried about who's here and where the food is and all that. That's what I always worry about when I have to do this, so it's kind of nice to sit back and just not have to worry about it. But I do thank the sponsors and everybody that put this on, because we are blessed to be here, and I'm very humbled and honored to be here. There are two people in the room that had a lot to do with this happening, I think, for me. First, Dr. Bo Hannaford, who is now Dean of School at the School of Professional Studies. He is a friend of mine that you are blessed to have his leadership here on this campus. I think it's a great addition to your staff. I think it speaks, it comes down to people. When you want to lead, you want to move something, you got to have great people, and Bo's one of those people, and I appreciate him as a friend, and I think I'm fortunate to have him here on staff. The other guy is, I call it Coach Loman. It's kind of interesting to see who would have thought I was going to be a superintendent. And now he is, of course, the executive vice president here on the university staff, and I'm Steve Loman. Dr. Steve Loman, both of them doctors now. I'm still trying to get mine. I haven't got them this thing. Got pressure on me. I'm going to talk a little bit about him a little bit later. He said he has some stories that he told. I've got a few myself, so you're going to have to be nice to me too. I was here at Northwestern during what we would call the golden age of Northwestern, because I was here as a lot of the folks that are in the Hall of Fame were at the pinnacle of their career or ending their career, and then a lot of folks were coming in and beginning their career. When you look at the past Hall of Fame inductees, there are really some really neat people on there. Walter Johnson, who was in the first class, he recruited me. He came to Sequoia Claremore and saw me as a junior in high school. Northwestern didn't have a whole lot of track program, as you said. It was just right around on the shoestring. But he came over there, had a nephew or somebody that lived over there, I think, and we just stayed, knocked on the door. But got me interested in Northwestern, and even after I stayed in high school the senior year, it was late in the year, I decided I was going to Northwestern, and I'll talk a little more about Coach Johnson too. You go through the list: Art Parkhurst, Dr. Matthews, Dr. Von Carmichael was here, Dr. Randy Smith, who was the athletic director and did a lot behind the scenes for me in the track program. Nolan Barton was here coaching. Donita Drain was here playing. I saw her play. Tim Allen was on the track team with me. I knew him well. Drew Phillips was here. But not only the folks in the Hall of Fame, what was exciting about the university here is I didn't go to a class, and I was a science major, natural sciences major, minor, and a math minor, that I had a graduate assistant teach the class. I had somebody that was committed to the full doctorate, that was their expertise and their interest, and they really cared about it. We had small classes. I had Dr. Nismar. There's a picture there of us out there looking. That was Hades Comet, actually. And he had taken us out in the morning deal, and we were out looking at that. There was Dr. Powders, Dr. Shorter, Dr. Brown, Dr. Phelps, Dr. Flood. All of those people were very, very instrumental in what I was able to get away from here as I left this campus. I haven't been back in a long time, because they prepared me very well for me to go out and to hopefully lead and to be successful in the areas that I prepared to go into. Coach Johnson, I'm going to end pretty quickly, but when he came over and recruited me, I'm bouncing off the walls. If you know Coach Johnson, he was a pretty gruff guy. He was not. He was a no-nonsense guy. He was old school. And here I'm bouncing off the wall. We're going to first meet, and before we even started first practice, I'm a hygiene. And go blanket out there, I go lay down. I go jump. I come back and lay down. Blanket. That was kind of the way I liked it. He didn't see it that way. The first day was my 1800s, 1920s, and we're going to hook up and we're going to run bleachers, and we got after it, and he made me better. I'm bouncing off the wall. I'm kind of hyper anyway, and I'm asking him, what do we do after the first meeting? We go to nationals. What do we do? He said, just go jump, Raleigh. Just leave me alone, kind of deal. So we go to the first meet, it's the Rayvon Classic. I jumped 6'10" and a quarter. It set the meet record, the school record, and I qualified for nationals. And I know what Johnson was thinking. Oh my gosh, what have I done here? Because we didn't have a track budget to go to nationals. And he wasn't going to do all that. It's like, hey, just go run and leave me alone. So what he did is what I appreciated most about this community. He went to the car dealers, and Randy Smith and the folks in the athletic department. He went to the coffee shops. He went to Dean Balls and Payne Balls, Tasco, those kind of people. And they sponsored us. They took care of it. And I don't know how they did it, and I don't know where they got the money, but they found the money. And that's the kind of people that are in this community now. And that's what I always remember about this kind of the university and people in this area. So we get into a van with Panhandle State, Percy Wallace and I. He was the track coach there at the university. And we drive, and Coach Johnson tried to decide he wanted to drive most of the way, and I was going to tell him no. But Driving with Coach Johnson, where he was almost ready to retire in West Virginia, going through the mountains in the middle of the night, he's lucky I'm here today. But I got there, I jumped 7 feet during that year, had a great year, it was exciting. Had the 3rd highest jump in the nation. I'm thinking this is great, I'm just going to go win just like everything else. We start the meet, been there 3 days, it rained that morning. I don't clear the opening height. We started 6'10". I didn't clear the first height. I know I've never done that in my career before or since. You talk about learning about yourself, about failure, and about how to overcome adversity. Those are things that athletes teach you. And I learned a very hard lesson. I learned a lesson I wasn't going to go through that again. Over that next year, we worked a lot harder. Coach Johnson was going to retire that year. We go to Michigan, we go to Indoor Nationals, first time that we'd ever done that, first time the university had ever been there. Top 6 All-American, I get 7, right there on the cusp. No go. Go to Michigan, and a lot of effort on Dad. We fly up there, Coach Johnson drove. I paid my own way, it was better than that, right? Get up there, there's 7 of us that have cleared the 6'11 and a half. It was a good opportunity. It was 7 of us that cleared it. Tied for first, he misses, looking really good. And of course, 6 people clear and I don't clear. I'm 7th again. So top 6 All-American, I'm 7th twice. Which was, it was honestly, as I look back, those kind of things I think really helped me, prepared me for how you get better, how you work through things. Coach Johnson retires, Coach Loman comes in. Coach Loman was stressed. He was coaching football, they had him running everywhere. I was telling him earlier, the first time I ever saw a wrestling match, because we didn't have wrestling back where I was from, is we go to an indoor track meet, and oh, by the way, Raleigh, hey, we're going to go by this recruit over here at a wrestling match in Putnam City. So we go by, and I actually got to see the first time I'd ever seen a wrestling match. Appreciated that. What Coach Loman brought to me was, I think he really helped me get over the mental piece of it, and he was really a stabilizing factor for me. Because as I came in, I was able to knock down, I think, some of the maturity, but one time I was trying to get over a height and, struggled a little bit. I go over to him, I said, Coach Loman, I said, what do I need to do? What's going on? And he looked at me and said, Raleigh, he said, see that bar there? He said, don't knock it off. And I actually cleared the height and on we go. I've never forgot that, and I've actually used it when I coach later on. But because of his leadership, we were able to go to nationals and was very fortunate to get 2nd twice. Got beat in the jump off for a national championship once, but got 4th in an outdoor meet. Those years that I was with him, we did a lot of traveling in cars. We went to Fort Hays State in the middle of, we left at like 3:30 or something in the morning driving just so we could have an opportunity to go compete. He put a lot of time and a lot of effort in on my behalf, and that's the way it is with all the folks that were here. And people really invest in the athletes here and the students here. And I, now as a superintendent, as a principal, as a coach, I had a lot of kids that we tried to say, hey, you need to go look at Northwestern because I know what kind of education they get here. I know what investment people make in their kids here. So I would encourage, and I continue to encourage, I'll be a salesman for the university probably forever, but it's because of what has been done by the people here. I want to say thank you again. My family and I are very honored and blessed to be here, very humbled to be in this group, but I want to say thank you again in right ring trouble.
I made reference to 1 or 2 people as I started my comments here today. I said something about Milburn Barton and Dr. Jerry Bradrick. What do you know about them besides the fact that they're in the Sports Hall of Fame? Milburn Barton, as a coach, has won more games than any other coach in any other sport at Northwestern. He was a women's coach and has over 400 wins as a coach. Dr. Jerry Bradrick, the greatest left-handed boxer in the history of the state of Oklahoma. Fought at Madison Square Garden, fought in Chicago, was a 7-time state Golden Glove champ. Those are 2 of the people that are here today that are in this hall. Stockton Graves, who competed in the NFR as a bulldogger and then later became the rodeo coach here at Northwestern. Stockton Graves is here today. The first person, I believe, to ever score 1,000 points in his career at Northwestern as a basketball player. Came from Fairview. He's back in Fairview as a banker now. His name is Jim Schrager. These people are here today. And of course, you've already said hello to Lloyd Stout. I'm disappointed that Dr. Yvonne Carmichael could not be here. She was the heart of women's sports, especially in the swimming venue here at Northwestern. I had a phone call this morning about 9 a.m. from another member of the Hall of Fame. I've known him since he was a freshman in the 1960s here at Northwestern. I did not recognize his voice. He was ill to the degree that he couldn't even talk. And if you know Mike Mitchell, you know that's pretty ill. Mike Mitchell was a basketball player from Perryton, Texas. Was inducted into the Hall of Fame 2 or 3 years ago. And he said he regretted so much not being able to be here today because this is the highlight of his sports year, being able to be here and be recognized as a Hall of Fame member. Tom, Sherina, you joined a select group of people because you have earned it. You're going to get something in just a little while that you get to keep. It's a watch just like this, which says you're a Hall of Fame member. You'll get to keep that once it's given to you. You're going to get something else that you're going to have to give back momentarily. And that's a plaque, a handmade plaque out of Western red cedar with your name on it in the shape of the Ranger symbol. We'll give that to you, and then you give it back to us, and then at the halftime of the basketball game, you'll get it to keep it forever. And I look at mine every morning. I was not an athlete. I just talked a lot for 28 years. But you're in a select group, and we are so pleased and so honored that you could be here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, recognize again today's 2 inductees, if you would please.